Hey guys. Um, well, I've been recording for probably a half an hour now. Didn't get anything. So, today we are working on Copperhead finally. And I already got the radiator out, fan off, the alternator off, the power steering's off to the side. I'm just trying to get this thing prepped to get pulled. It's only about 30 degrees today. Maybe 40. But it's not warm. But trying to get stuff done. I gotta go back out of town this next week, so I definitely want to get a little bit done on this truck this weekend. Yeah, it looks like it's recording, but you can see that I already got radiator out of it, all that stuff done. But while I was working on this, I was planning on telling you all the story of how I got Copperhead. Back a while ago, I had a 92 Dodge pickup, diesel. And, well, I'm not really a diesel person, but I got it because I'd always wanted a diesel. But, like I said, I'm not a diesel person. So, anyway, I was on Facebook Marketplace, and I seen Copperhead come up for sale. And the guy was looking to trade, and, well, I didn't have a whole lot of money, but I messaged the guy, and he said, yeah, so that sounds like a good trade. I said, well, the truck does look good, but it's really not worth what this diesel's worth. Yes, and I'm smoking. That's gonna be great. So he waits a day or so and messages me back and says, I can give you $2,000 and the truck for the diesel. I was like, well, that seems kind of fair. He says, but I can't make it to Memphis, you got to come to me. And he's in South Carolina. Right over the Georgia border. So, we work out a time for me to come down there. And the morning I take off, I load up box tools, some extra tires because the tires weren't the greatest on Copperhead. So got my jack and stuff like that. Lug wrench. Everything I can think of that I might need for driving a truck that I have no real idea of how it runs and drives. Get me back to Memphis. So I jump in the diesel and take off. Oh, and on a side note, since I'm a small guy, these trucks are so big, they're comfy to sit in, work on. So, anyway, I go down there and I get in close to where this guy's house is. And it's like 10 o'clock at night when I get in. So I'm like, well, I'll just stay at a hotel overnight, and then I'll go see this guy in the morning, and go pick up the truck, and I'll head back to Memphis. So, oh, and don't mind the cats, I get 100 of them. So anyway, I get to the hotel, and it's this little hotel just right off the highway, and I go up to the window there to get my room for the night. I tell the guy, I said, I need a room. He says, by the hour or by the night? I'm like, oh shit. So, this ain't the greatest hotel in the world, I can tell, but I need someplace to crash. I'm tired, I've been driving all day. So, anyway, I go ahead and rent the room for the night, and go around, park, go in my room, and I'm not in my room 15-20 minutes. Look, another moron. I can tell what happened with that. They put glue on it. Somebody might want this. I don't know. Somebody wants it, put it in the comments. It's an Edelbrock small block Mopar spread bore dual plane. Somebody might want this. If you want it, let me know. We might be able to work a deal. I don't know, because I ain't going to use it. When I rebuild this engine, it'll have a square bore on it. So, anyway. I didn't realize that. But anyway. So, I got hookers. Anyway, before my camera died. Anyway, I had like 3 or 4 hookers knock on my door that night. That's what you want when you're trying to sleep. That 650 carburetor will probably be for sale too. But anyway, so I get through the night, and I get the next morning, go to head over to this guy's house. And this guy's house is about 10 miles or so from the hotel I was at. So I'm driving down the road, following GPS, and the pavement ends. Oh, okay. Well, I get down to the guy's house. GPS is it. GPS says, and this is the driveway for the guy's house. So turn on the driveway, and it's not really a driveway. It's more of a goat track. Even that diesel of mine bottomed out twice getting up the guy's driveway. get back in the woods. So I get up to the guy's house, see Copperhead, look it over pretty good, get everything changed over into Copperhead. Like, okay, well, it should be alright. Runs good. It's not, oil's not pouring out from underneath it or nothing. So, I think I'm safe. Boy, was I wrong. So, let's just set this right for now. Some wire it. But I take off in Copperhead, run like a champ, no issues. Everything's working that I'm trying. It's driving good, it's running good, not acting up. Not missing or anything, it's just cruising right along. No big deal. And so I don't have any issues with it. I get to, God damn it, I get to I get down to Atlanta. And I don't know if you've ever been to Atlanta, but traffic sucks in Atlanta. Pure and simple. So anyway, I get pushed off the freeway in Atlanta onto 95. That's the 3/8. But I get pushed off the freeway, and it's freaking gridlock when I get off the freeway onto 95. And it takes me, now when you come off of 20 onto 95 there in Atlanta, you drop off in almost the left lane. There's like 6 or 7 lanes, and it's bumper to bumper. And I'm easing through, and I'm trying to get over so I can get to the exit. It takes me 2 or 3 exits to get over so I can get off the highway. And so I get turned around, heading back the right way, and I get down there to where I can get back on 20, and I make sure I'm in the right lane, and I can get off the freeway and go the direction I need to go. Still gas everywhere. Come on. So that hardly ever happens. So I'm getting off the highway, get on 20, head back towards Birmingham, so I can get back to Memphis. Well, just about the time I'm getting off the highway, this guy in an RV decides, oh, I need that exit too. And comes by and about takes the nose end off the truck. So I have to slam on the brakes. Truck skips sideways. Guy behind me about rear-ended me. And he goes on. Nothing major happens really. I get on down the highway. Well, after I get out of Atlanta there, I need fuel. About 50 miles down the road, I'm needing fuel, so I'm like, alright, I'll pull over and stop, get some gas. Well, I get off the freeway. I don't have any brakes. Brakes go straight to the floor. And so I reach over and I say, well, I'll use the e-brake. Get that to slow me down a little bit. E-brake goes straight to the floor. Got nothing. Got no brakes whatsoever. And so I gear down, pumping the brakes. Truck's slowing down slowly. But I get it stopped and get it into the gas station. Get to looking at it, and there's no brake fluid in it. None. Nothing for the front, so let's put it that way. The ones for the back, it was full. But the one for the front, it had nothing in it. So, so much fun tearing a car apart. Just yank shit out. So, anyway, I go in and get some brake fluid, put it in there, pump it up. Feels like it's doing okay. So I ease on out of the parking lot, get on down the road, and brakes are working. I mean, they're not great, but they're working. So I'm like, okay, cool. That was, just ran out of brake fluid. Well, fast forward to the next fuel stop. I go to hit the brakes. There's no brakes. Again, same thing. So I gear it down and ease on into the gas station. Sure enough, no brake fluid. So I get to really checking around on it. Driver's side caliper is blown out. Brake fluid everywhere, all over the tire. So I'm like 300 miles from home. And this is like the middle of nowhere. This is a gas station on the side of the highway. That's all it is. So I get to looking at my phone, and the closest parts store, it looks like it's 30-40 miles away, way off the freeway. I have no idea where I am. Somewhere in the middle of Georgia. So I decide, well, if I just take it easy and plan my stops 2 days ahead of time, I think I can get this thing back to Memphis. So I jump in the truck and I decide, well, let's get going. Hit the starter, nothing. Nothing. It clicks a couple times. Battery's dead. So So after a few minutes of asking people if I can get a jump start from them, and getting some very rude answers. People in Georgia ain't as nice as what people say they are. Finally, this nice guy in a work truck that has a set of jumper cables. I know I had a 3/8 around here somewhere. I'm gonna just use a half and take it off there. But anyway, oh shit, it's a nice 16. Never, if you're working on something, spend a little extra money and get the electronic oil sending unit. Things are a pain in the ass and always leak. But anyway, so I get the truck started again, and it's running great. But it's not charging, or I should say, it's not running off the battery. It's running so that I know the alternator's doing what it should. So I'm like, alright, well that's just another nail in the coffin. We just gotta make it back to Memphis. So, fast forward. I have to get it jump started a couple more times. Every time I stop for gas or shut the truck off, I gotta get it jump started. That's no big deal, it's just a hassle. And so I get close to Memphis, and it's starting to get dark. Gotta pull the headlights out. No headlights. Something I probably should have checked before I left. But yeah, no headlights. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm about 15 miles from the house. It's getting dark. I think I can make it. So, dang. Loosen up the motor mouse and the motor's ready to come out. Still gotta do the transmission and stuff, but damn, she's about ready to come out, ain't she? So, anyway. So I'm getting close to the house. And it's getting dark. I get off the highway, heading up to the house, and I come up to a stop sign. Well, things been running great this whole time. All 550 miles, whatever. It's been running great. Come to the stop sign, and it dies. So I roll onto the stop sign, down the hill, roll it as far as I can. And I get out. Of course, I know it's not going to start because it hasn't started all day. Well, grab my phone, call my wife, realize my phone's got like 2% on it. I am close enough to walk home if I really had to, but really didn't want to leave the truck that long. Well, I tell my wife what's going on, and she says, well, I'll call my brother, have him come out there. So my brother-in-law comes out there. We're trying to wire up the light to the battery, so I have a light. Well, passenger side light bulb is blown out. It won't come on. We get the driver's side one hooked up and it's working. And try and get the truck started, it won't start, won't start, won't start. So finally my brother-in-law was like, do you have another battery? So I was like, yeah, we can go back to the house and I can grab battery. So we come back to my house, grab battery, go back down there, and get the truck, or put the battery in the truck. Fires right up and runs. Got one headlight, no tail lights, no blinkers, no nothing, just a headlight, because I just wired it straight into the headlight. And I told my brother-in-law, I said, I'm just going to go easy, because I ain't got no brakes, I'm just going to go easy. I need you to stay behind me with your flashers on, because I'm sure I don't have any brake lights. So we get on down the road, and I'm going real easy with it, still ain't got no brakes. And I get almost to the house. I got like one more stop. It's a red light before I turn into my neighborhood and I get home. I'm rolling up to this stoplight, probably about, I don't know, a quarter mile or so from this light. Blue lights come on. I'm getting pulled over. Everything that's gone on that day, hadn't seen a cop, and worried about it. Hey, close to the house, there's a cop. So I pull over and get the truck stopped. The cop walks up and he says, "Know why I pulled you over?" I said, "Yeah, probably because I don't have any lights." He says, "Well, what's going on tonight?" And I said, "Well, I was driving it and I pulled out the switch. Lights came on for a second, then they just went poof, and everything went out. So I don't know what's wrong with it. I'm just trying to get it home so I can look at it in the morning and figure out what happened." And he's looking at my license. He's like, "Oh, you just live right over here in this neighborhood." I said, "Well, yes, sir." I got my brother-in-law following me, because he knows what's going on. We're just taking it easy, trying to get it back to the house. And cop, he's a real cool guy. He says, "Well, just take it easy and get this thing home and get it parked." I said, "Yes, sir." So get in the truck, get it back to the house, park it, and go in for the night. But that's a sketchy story of how I got Copperhead. I drove probably 400 miles without brakes. Well, pretty much from Atlanta, Georgia to Memphis with no brakes. And I'll tell you, it's a humbling experience driving 70 miles an hour knowing you ain't got brakes. But that's really all I wanted to do today. I'm freezing to death. My nose is running, my hands are cold. But maybe tomorrow it's supposed to be a little warmer and I can get the hood off, and that's going to be interesting, because I'm by myself. I'm probably going to have to use my cherry picker to get the hood off, and then I get the driveline out of it and unbolt the transmission, hook the cherry picker up, get this thing out and set it over here to the side and put a tarp over it. This motor end up going in my 91 W150 after I get it built. I'm gonna make this thing, make it a 390 stroker, so I have something to pull with and whatnot. But I'm making some progress today for the No Name Nationals. I want to do all the top stuff today. Hope this video didn't go too long. I have to edit it down, maybe. but I don't think it went too long. But that's where we're at on Copperhead right now. Motor's disconnected. I need to get the starter out, get for the motor itself. So that's where we're at, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.